Hello YouTube, Play-Doh Bray here, and I'm really excited to bring you guys an update to the Borealis build that will make this the best version of the Borealis build to run until PCF makes some other changes for buffs, nerfs, or anything like that in the future. Full credit goes to my friend Dawson for figuring this out. The kid is cracked. #1 techno. Full links to his YouTube and Twitch down below. Be sure to check him out, guys. Check out his solo, his duo, and his trio world record runs. They're absolutely really fun to watch. If you are a techno connoisseur, you want to check him out. So full links down below, Dawson. Thank you so much for testing this and bringing this build to my attention. So let's get started. So what changes about this build versus the previous build that I posted? Nothing much. We're just changing the mods on our weapon, guys. And that is why changing the mods on our weapons is going to bring this build up to par with the fully purple build for solos, duos, and trios. What was the biggest problem we had with our old version of the Borealis build? AoE clear. What do I feel like is undervalued in this game? AoE clear. If you guys are asking Play-Doh, well, I'm critting for 3 million. Why would I want to lose all that crit for AoE clear? Well, then I would ask you guys, expeditions. If you want to finish them and get gold, what do you need more to get those expeditions to gold consistently? AoE clear. Why do we need AoE clear? Because more than we need damage on elites with the Borealis set, which we don't, by the way, that 90% damage bonus, we don't need more damage on this build. We need that AoE clear so we can consistently get good times to help us consistently get to gold. So with enough stalling, let's get right into it. What did we change? The mods on our weapon. What are we running now instead of Dark Sacrifice in T2 Freeze mod with that 4-second cooldown? We are running Ultimate Freezing Bullets and Icebreaker. Now remember, we always want to focus on crit damage and long range damage on our weapon, and we want to make sure we are running the tactical version of this assault rifle because, like I've mentioned many times before, TAC AR is just that good. So with this change, what do we lose? Well, we lose the T2 Freezing Bullets, which was on a 4-second cooldown, and we lose Dark Sacrifice, which gave us that 75% damage, right? So essentially, we are losing damage because we are no longer getting that 75% from Dark Sacrifice, but what are we gaining? We are gaining consistent procs of the Borealis set. Let's take a look at the Borealis set, okay? Increases damage on frozen enemies by 90%. Also, critical hit damage increased by 10% for all party members for 8 seconds after the cold snap usage. We are more focused on the first part. Increases damage on frozen enemies by 90%. And now that we have Ultimate Freezing Bullets, guys, every single second we shoot at the enemies, not only are we automatically getting that 90% damage bonus, we also now have AoE clear thanks to Icebreaker. Killing shots against frozen enemies now makes them explode, dealing 213,000 damage. Basically Bone Shrapnel, but has such great synergy with our Borealis because everything's getting frozen by Ultimate Freezing Bullets. Borealis is providing that 90% damage, and all the ads are exploding, allowing us to get those CT gold clear times that much easier. Now, our secondary and our pistols do not matter for this run, guys, because the absolute zero, do not even give it a second thought. This is what you want to be running for this build. Let's go ahead and move on to our gear because I do want to go ahead and explain the whole process behind this as well, since I will most likely be removing my older video as it is now outdated. So let's move along. Our gear piece, like I've always mentioned, guys, for Technomancer, you always want the bonus firepower, long range damage, and close range damage. And the mods we're going to be using here, nothing has changed for this entire section, but to go over it again is going to be Sharp Eye and Radical Therapy. Sharp Eye because we love our stacking firepower mods, and Radical Therapy because anytime we blast things with blighted rounds, they apply Toxic. What do we get out of Radical Therapy? 15% more damage to toxic enemies, which is all the time for us. That being said, we're going to be going on to our chest piece now, which is the Robe of the Borealis Monarch. Now, the Robe of the Borealis Monarch comes with the Icicle Storm mod, and the reason we're going to keep that mod is because it is very synergizing with, that's not even a word, with Cold Snap. Killing enemies frozen by Cold Snap makes them explode, dealing 250k damage in a 5-meter radius, and trust me, guys, if you think, well, I have enough AoE with Splash Boost and now Icebreaker, trust me when I say when you pop Icicle Storm and you shoot one elite and you watch all of them die because of that burst 252 damage, it is absolutely insane. So that's why we keep it here. And for the same reason, we're using Icicle Storm, albeit to not that extent. we're running Splash Boost again for that AoE, right, guys? Do not undervalue the AoE. Now, what mods can you replace for Splash Boost? The only mod I would ever recommend changing in this build would be Splash Boost for Trick Up the Sleeve. Why? Because when you are playing off host, there is still a desync happening, or only having Toxic Lead does not give you your ammo regen back. So when you are playing off host with this build, you can go ahead and remove Splash Boost and put on Trick Up the Sleeve, and you'll see how that synergizes with your Toxic Lead that we have on our boots, which will be coming up here in just a moment. But like I said, the only mod that I would recommend switching out for this build would be Splash Boost for Trick Up the Sleeve. Moving along to our pants, nothing has changed here as well. We're still running Bloodlust, and we are still running Freezing Boost. Bloodlust, just like Sharp Eye, we love our firepower stacking mods. And Freezing Boost, because now that we are freezing, remember guys, now that we're applying freeze every second, every one of our damage amplifiers for freeze just becomes that much better. All right, so Freezing Boost, it's a no-brainer here at this point. No-brainer. And Bloodlust, like I mentioned before, we love our firepower stacking mods. Moving to our gloves, we're going to be going ahead and using Captain Hunter and Shatter. Again, nothing has changed. Shatter is even now more effective, just like Freezing Boost. Every second we're applying that freeze, guys. It is absolutely insane. And Captain Hunter, because, hey, 25% damage to elites, we will always take it. Like I mentioned previously, Captain Hunter is still one of the best T3 mods in this game for any build, really. And moving on to our boots, again, nothing has changed here. We're still running Toxic Lead to replenish ammo. And of course, Euthanizer, just like Radical Therapy, 25% more damage against enemies afflicted with Toxic. Now moving on to our skill tree here. Once again, nothing has changed. Still running Cold Snap, Blighted Rounds, and Blighted Turret. And for a class tree, it is still the same standard top tree for Techno. Now that we've gone over this updated build guide for the Borealis Set build, let's go ahead and watch some gameplay. Welcome back, guys. We're going to go ahead and quickly showcase this build and put it all together, really emphasizing why it's nice to have a good synergy of AoE damage as well as really good single target damage. Don't tunnel vision on one or the other. Having both really does make a huge difference. You can see Icebreaker going to work here, as well as the ultimate freezing bullets. Absolutely being MVP as well. Just blasting everything in our path, by the way, guys. We are speed demons. Everything just got melted. Actually insane. I was trying to be a little fancy there, you know. Trying to see if I can just one-tap him. Kind of cracked how efficient this build is. Clearing these here, actually insane. Okay, got completely trolled by that alpha there, but that's okay. We still made it to the door, no problem. I just got to get better at figuring out not to get slapped on by alphas, you know, jumping from fucking Narnia. But what are you gonna do? It just happens sometimes. It is the cost of playing a monster map where you know alphas are gonna be present. But yeah, Icebreaker and Ultimate Freezing Bullets putting in the work here, guys. Actually putting in the work. Insane. I did that cold snap a little too early there, guys, because it looks like it didn't reach the back line. Maybe they had some iframes that protected them, you know. As I was popping the cold snap, they were immune to it, which is a little unfortunate. Could have been a little bit more of a blasty blast there. We always like seeing our blasty blasts. gonna pop a cold snap here. Why not? For that effect of just looking like badasses, you know. Gotta pop that that AOE damage that we love. Just getting absolutely manhandled by everything here, by the way, right now. But that's okay. I think we're still kind of blasting. Oh, and that little Perfuro. But I hope you guys are taken away at how great of a synergy there is to have when you go AoE plus that single target damage. Because even with an 85.7k AR here, without Dark Sacrifice and just utilizing that bonus that Borealis provides, we can see crits up to 1.3 million. And I'd argue, do you really need more than 1.3 million crit on a Technomancer? I'd argue probably not. You know, at that point, you're already doing so much more damage. I think having even more damage just doesn't really make sense. When you're especially just slapping for that much, you know? Actually kind of insane. Just an absolute massacre, by the way. Looks like my bullets just hit Narnia there for no reason. Oh, lol. It kind of is crazy to be able to do that. Just knowing you land a freeze on an enemy and then they'll just fucking melt. Actually quite insane. Pretty zoomy at the moment, guys. I'm not gonna lie. We are blasting. Right, that was a little bit of some Pepega damage, but I think that was just my fault, honestly, playing it really bad. Don't think I hit a single crit shot there, but not too shabby, okay? By the way, guys, remember, all credit for this build goes to the Wonder Boy Dawson, the cracked techno kid. Like I said earlier, make sure you check out his content down below. But I really hope this this exemplifies once again. I know I'm repeating myself, but having that synergy of great AOE combined with single target damage is the way to go for these expeditions. And like always, guys, I hope you all enjoyed. Appreciate you all tuning into my content and watching my YouTube videos. You guys make me want to keep doing what I'm doing. Thank you so much again. And until next time, have a great one. Peace. And make sure to check out Dawson down below.